Citalfort.
All right, welcome back, everybody. Johnny LaCorey here at Citalfort CrossFit Gym. We're here today with one of our trainers, Gary Risso. We are going to find out a little bit what got him started and how he's succeeded so far. He's already lost 70 pounds, and his life is completely different guy from what he was a couple of years ago. So we just want to find out what drives him and ask him a couple of questions. So first things first, Gary, what triggered the change?
Very simple for me. The big aha moment for me was letting go of wanting to look good as opposed to wanting to just feel good. I remember for many years, you chase that look of a big chest or whatever as a guy you might want. But as you got older, you sort of abandoned that idea and you just start thinking, let me see if I can live a little longer for the kids, get a little bit less pain in my knees and my back, and really that's what triggered the big snowball to start going forward.
So what were some of the obstacles, or what are some of the obstacles that you've had to overcome to get to where you are right now?
At the beginning, I have to say, very simply and very easily, it was the diet. I mean, I love food with the background that we have. I mean, starches are the big thing in the family. But I found what helped a lot was not to obsess with certain foods. Like, you say to yourself, if I can't eat a specific thing, let's say example, bread, pasta, I would be like, I cannot eat this ever. But as time went on, I realized, I don't have to be so crazy about this. I can enjoy it when I want, but I just have to know that around roughly 70 to 80% of my week is spent on track, if I could say, eating properly, and then enjoy my time on the weekend where I see fit. It's not really a diet, it's more like a lifestyle, like they say.
Okay, so basically one of the obstacles you have to overcome was maybe like, it doesn't necessarily have to be perfect all the time. You can say, I'll do great 80% of the time and enjoy the other 20%.
It's exactly that. Really, I mean, we're human, right? We can't be perfect, and we can do very well without being perfect. So I think really we just have to find what our best self is for that week. Your best self doesn't necessarily have to mean the best self for the year. It could mean, what's my challenge for this week? What's my challenge for the day? What's my challenge for the month? Things can variate and keep it challenging and keep it fun. Most importantly is keep it fun for me.
All right, so what keeps Gary Risso driven now? Now that you've achieved some success, what is it that keeps you going?
I think when it comes to the weight loss, I've reached where I want to be, but what keeps me going right now is really battling, if I can say, proving age wrong. Like I like knowing that at 37 years old, that sometimes some of the numbers I put up are better than people who are younger than me, but it's not because I'm proving to be better. It just feels good to know that I'm pushing myself to the same level as some 22-year-old kid or a 27-year-old kid. It's impressive to myself. I don't really care to impress anyone else. It's more of an internal thing.
Cool. Don't let age win, basically.
Exactly. Because as you get older, it's very easy when that birthday comes around to start thinking to yourself, oh my God, one more year. But really, it doesn't mean anything.
So where did you find your inspiration? What was maybe something that started to inspire you, or what keeps you inspired right now?
Originally what started is, I started with cycling, my whole weight loss journey. And the reason why I started cycling was because at the time my dad, he had cancer. And I signed up for the Ride to Conquer Cancer for the Enbridge Foundation. And it snowballed from there. So it's what I was driven to. In my head, I felt like I was saving my dad by doing this. And lo and behold, he actually beat it. So he beat the cancer. So I sort of felt like I contributed to that. And just took it from there. Once I discovered CrossFit, it became a whole new game for me. I felt like anything else I've done in my life was sort of a waste of time as compared to CrossFit for myself. So that was the big motivation for me.
And what about now? What keeps you inspired?
What keeps me inspired right now is the kids. It's like my boys, they're both playing football, and I can't deny that it feels good, or it sounds good to hear my sons sometimes boast about myself with some of their friends, and it just, I sort of feel like that's like a big inspiration for them. And my daughter as well, like I Instagram her all the time because, fitness is just something we should never let go of. Just because when we're kids doesn't mean that as you get older, it's time to sit on the couch.
Okay, so who's helped you along the way, Gary? Who said you couldn't do it, and how did you get past that?
I think the answer to the two questions of the who's it was really myself. Truthfully, deep inside, some part of me was telling me you can't do this, but at the same time, the other side with the fire under it was saying shut your mouth and you're gonna do this. So that was a big positive thing for myself, is to know that it doesn't matter who's around you, the naysayers. You know, like social media is very big right now, and you know, as you progress and do better, sometimes you're really not showing off, but you just want to share the good that you've done for yourself. But you often get like little comments that were sort of like, you know, a little bit snarky or maybe trying to bitter at it. But in the end, you're not doing anything for anyone else but yourself. So I was able to just at some point just shut that out, and then I realized that the day that I choose to sit on the couch is not because someone put a comment on something that I posted. It's really because I chose to sit on the couch. So you really just have to find a way to say, off the couch, get out there and run, bike, swim, CrossFit, whatever works for you.
Cool, that's awesome. That's good to see that that you know, it was a battle against you, but that you eventually won. You know, so
yeah, I think so. And the battle is never over. You're gonna keep going till we're 100 years old. The battle's always gonna be there.
Okay, so last question would be, what's one piece of advice you could give to others that are on their journey, striving to their goal, whether it be that they're there already or they're in the middle of it, kind of battling themselves as you were? What would you give as a piece of advice?
By far, I think the best piece of advice that I can give would be don't look for short-term growth. When you're on a journey like this, that's the big word, is that it's a journey. If you plan to lose 30, 40 pounds in a month, really you're setting yourself up for failure. My journey took somewhere close to 3 years, but I knew that from the beginning. From the very beginning, I told myself, you're going to do it right this time. And I was dropping maybe somewhere around 5 pounds a month, which really didn't seem like much, but I stayed on course, and 6 months later I was at 25, 30 pounds, and then 6 months later, you know, time goes by. Now I put on a little bit of weight, but that's because, you know, it's starting to turn into muscle mass, which is a good thing for guys in the fitness world. So,
absolutely.
Really, that's the best and the biggest piece of advice is don't be in a rush. Take your time. Taking your time works out the better way in the end. And have lots of fun with it. Really don't obsess with anything, just, you know, be happy.
All right, so that was our segment with Gary Risso about his journey. We're going to have many more testimonials like this to come. It's to help you guys out, to make you realize that, you know, that you're not alone and that you have a support group. And we're really happy that Gary's part of our staff, does a great job motivating people. And if ever you have any other questions you'd like to ask myself or Gary, feel free to. We're here to help. Gary, it's been a pleasure. All right.
It's been my pleasure.
Citalfort.